Well, I am back out again today at the bulldozed 1880s houses. So they moved a bunch of dirt around here. I can't show my surroundings, but regardless, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming up today. So hope you guys enjoyed the show. With this signal, I was hoping for an Indian, but from the looks of that, that's going to be a lot better than an Indian. That is a really old looking pin of some kind, and it's a little bit dirty, so I'm going to clean this up and straighten it out, and I'll loop you back in. So it's going to be a little bit tough to clean this better in the field, but it's got some stones in it, it looks like, and a super fancy pattern. If I had to guess, this is probably Victorian, so turn of the century or so, but it's a super cool find. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. So this came in as a little bit of a junky tone. Sounded like a big piece of can slaw, but no, that is super fancy. It's got some sort of harp looking pattern on it. Whatever it is, it's super cool. It's definitely got some age to it, but I will take it. Let's see if we get something else. So I flipped this out thinking it was a piece of trash, and it almost made it into my trash pouch, but luckily I rubbed it and revealed a super fancy pattern on it. If I flip that over, it looks to me like it's what's left of a brass pin of some sort, and it definitely has an 1800s look to it. So it's a cool find. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this one is real bent up, but that is a fork. I'm going to see if I can try and unbend this one live. It's not budging very good. I'm going to try and get this off camera, and I will loop you back in. Well, here's the fork all cleaned up. I managed to mostly unbend it without breaking it, and it's got a lot of fancy on the handle, tons of patterns and stuff underneath the crust, but it's not precious. It's just a nickel, and then with maybe some silver plate or something like that, but it's a really cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, today is a jewelry day. I picked up what I thought was a piece of trash just right on top of the ground. No, that is a bar pin of some sort, possibly a tie clip, who knows? But it's got a super fancy scrollwork pattern. Looks to be early 1900s to me, maybe late 1800s, but that's a super cool find. Let's see if we get something else. So Jim just dropped on me probably one of the best finds all day, a massive skeleton key. It looks 1800s and probably was like original to the house or something. Awesome find though. And then he's got one more. He's beaten me pretty good today. He's got a Nebraska State Fair medal as well. And this one, it looks super old, but we don't have a date for it. I'll throw the date up next to it if we figure it out, but if not, it's a cool find either way. Let's see if we get something else. Well, in the past several steps, I've picked up a few bottles, so I'll just go ahead and loop you in with what those are. I got two of these medicine bottles. They're just slick with the measurements. They say Illinois on the bottom, but this one's identical. Same one, Illinois. And then I also got an inkwell here. This one looks to be a little bit on the later side, probably like 10s, 20s, something in there, but it's still a cool find either way. Let's see if we get something else. How did this get missed? That's an embossed bottle laying right on top of the ground. This one says Whistle. Yeah, so it's a Whistle brand. Not entirely sure what it is. I would guess a soda or a beer, but check that out. Omaha, Nebraska. So that is a locally made bottle on top of that. So this is a super cool find. If I figure out an age, I will throw it up next to it, but if not, it's a cool find either way. Let's see if we get something else. So another bottle just sticking out of the ground, looks like a little medicine bottle. Blank on this side. Let's see. Oh boy, that's gonna be embossed again. This could get interesting. Oh my gosh, it's actually from Omaha. This one is from Emil something. From it's a pharmacy bottle from Omaha. So this is super, super cool. So I am very thrilled with that. Let's see if we get something else. I can't even pick my machine back up. I just went to go show Jim my last bottle, walked over. Now we've got us a Vaseline bottle. And then this one is probably like 30s or so, but it's from Chesbro, New York, trademark. It's got the embossing on it. So super cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, I think we've got a match for our Vaseline bottle. Yeah, there it is. It is Chesbro Manufacturing Company, New York. Does not specifically say Vaseline on it, but I assume that's probably what this is. It looks like a Vaseline bottle, but it's a cool find. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. So I popped up a big can slaw type signal. Pretty confident that's going to be a spoon. Yeah, you can see the bowl. And I am not having not getting it out very well. So I'm gonna loop you back in when I excavate this. So here's the spoon all cleaned up. It is a massive serving spoon. It's a fiddlehead, so definitely an older design, but it's a cool find. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Well, we got another surface find. That's a button, and that's a super crude shell button, like excessively crude. So this is probably 1800s, and if I had to guess, this is probably a handmade button. So that's a super cool find. I will take it. Let's see if we get something else. So I thought this one was going to be a washer. Turns out it's actually a parasol slide, so that's definitely got some age to it. So I'll put that one in my pouch and then walk you up the hill to what I just spotted up here. You know it's not the bulldozed 1880s houses without one of these. That is another button punch-out shell. A really nice looking one too, but in the pouch that'll go. Let's see if we get something else. So Jim's got a coin. It's one that's been eluding me for a while now. It's been about a year since I dug one of these. He's got a 1900 V nickel. So I've only dug shields from this spot. I guess I got a buffalo too, but very cool find. Let's see if we get something else. And just a few more finds at Jim's. He's got a big clay shooter and then a bunch of other marbles. These all look like they're in the 30s to 40s somewhere. We got a Peltier, some sort of brushed patch, and that, I think that's a Peltier Peerless patch, but cool finds. Let's see if we get something else. Oh my gosh, is this mangled? That is actually an eagle button. If I had to guess, probably what's left of a World War I era button. There's the back mark and shank. I'm going to be really careful with this because I don't want to break it further, but it's a really cool find. Let's see if we get something else. Well, I thought I was going crazy. I haven't found a marble all day. Look at that. That has got to be the biggest Bennington marble I have ever seen in my entire life. It is a massive shooter, and that is extremely old. This is probably going to be 1800, so that is a super cool find. I will take that. Let's see if we get something else. Look at that surface find. I can already tell you that's a Model T ignition plate, and it is half sticking out of the ground. Maybe this one will finally be the one I get with the actual Ford logo on it. Nothing on this side that I can see. And if we flip it over, hey, look at that. Wouldn't you know it, there is the Ford logo on this one. So I have found several of these over the years, but never one that was actually marked Ford. So that is a super cool find. I will take that. Let's see if we get something else. Well, this sounded just like an Indian. However, that is not an Indian head penny. That is actually something. Looks like a flower. And on this side, I feel some sort of design on it. Huh. Oh, it looks like it's going to be super fancy underneath. I'm going to clean this off a little bit and I will loop you back in. So here's the flower all brushed off. It's got a lot of fancy on it. I would guess probably a pin or a decoration or something like that, but it's really cool either way. Let's see if we get something else. Well, it is time for a surface find once again. That's another little porcelain button. Just a plain one, nothing super interesting, but still an old find. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Look at that. I've been coming to this spot for the better part of 2 months, maybe a little bit longer. That's my first silver coin out of here. And that is a mercury dime. You can already see the detail in, oh my gosh, is this mangled? Well, I figured if it's destroyed like this, I might as well rub it. Yeah, definitely a mercury dime. And the date, if it'll focus for me, 1943 it looks like. That's okay though, that's still a little silver. And there's the back of it. Not much so you're gonna be able to see, but I will straighten this out when I get home, and it's a cool find either way. Let's see if we get something else. You can't make this up, just sitting right in the ground there. We got another spoon and it is also bent. Looks like a fiddlehead. I'm gonna try and unbend this and I will loop you back in. So here's that spoon all cleaned up and straightened out. It is just a plain fiddlehead like the last one, but still a really cool find. It's definitely got some age to it. So in the pouch that goes. Let's see if we get something else. So Tom just popped up a bottle here. On this side it says success, and then on the other end he's got STD. Not entirely sure what this was used for, but if I figure it out, I will loop you back in. If not, let's see if we get something else. So I just picked up this massive ball here. It is made of iron. It's very rusted, exceptionally heavy, about the size of a baseball. I think the odds of this are extremely slim, but it very well could be a cannonball. It's got the right size, right material, right weight and everything. But if I can confirm this for sure, I will loop you in. If not, whatever it is, it's interesting. Let's see if we get something else. This guy's found himself a privy. What do you got there?
Oh, I got a new bottle.
That looks old. Oh, that's super old. That's really cool.
We'll have to look that one up.
Oh yeah, definitely Omaha.
See, if you look down in here, you can see the bubbles in the glass. And that's a sign of it being really old. So it's probably pre-20s or so would be my guess.
Nice find. Let's see if we get something else.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I just flipped up some dirt. Out came that bottle right there. Look at that. Omaha Hutch.
Somebody's over here cherry picking my bottle dump.
I flipped it out and you stole it from me. I'm gonna loop you around and I'll show you that bottle.
Sorry,
so here's the bottle all cleaned up. It is an Omaha Hutch, Omaha Bottling Company, Omaha, Nebraska. Definitely 1800s. So very cool find. Let's see if we get something else. So I just plucked this up out of the hole. Definitely an early piece of horse tech. This is a snaffle bit. And I've never seen one made of brass like this. So that's a really cool find. Let's see if we get something else. It's my turn for a bottle. That's embossed. So, Standard Oil Company. Very cool. Definitely 1800s for sure.
That one right
Favorite?
there, I'd say is probably like 20s.
Oh, you think this is a little bit newer?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit newer, but still they're right around 100 years old.
So Tom is actually saying this is probably from the 20s, but that's still a really cool embossed bottle. I'll take it. Let's see if we get something else. Let's turn again for another bottle. This is an old one. This one is a mason jar. However, it's got a patent date on it. November 30th of 1858. So this is an excessively old bottle. Very cool find. Let's see if we get something else. So now this just got flipped out of the hole. This, to me, looks like a collar stud. It's got a little bit of fancy. It's made of older style plastic, but it's a super cool find. Let's see if we get something else. We got a marble in the hole. Looks like a glass one. I haven't seen a glass one all day today since Jim's, and oh my gosh, that is fancy, whatever that is. Actually, I'm looking for the 9 pattern. This could be an MF Christensen. Not 100% sure. If I find the maker, I will loop you back in. If not, let's see if we get something else. Hey everybody, Bug Eater back with another wrap up from another go at the bulldozed 1880s houses. So I want to start off by saying congrats to Tom and Jim on all of their awesome finds, but here's my take from the hunt, starting with the bottles. I got an inkwell as well as these 4 medicine bottles that look to be 1920s or so. I also got into a pair of Vaseline bottles, 1 soda bottle. It's a 1950s Whistle brand, and this one is actually locally made here in Omaha. Tom found this super cool mason jar. It is a ball mason patented on November 30th of 1858. He was generous enough to give this one to me, but very old find there. I also got a couple of embossed bottles here. I got a Standard Oil Company as well as this really cool local one. It's an Emil Cermak pharmacist bottle. And this building was actually located on 13th Street in South Omaha, so very cool local find. I also got some silverware. I got 2 spoons and a fork. I also got another one of the button shells, not the bulldozed 1880s houses, without one. And then I also got onto a snaffle bit, which is really cool because this bit still moves, so this is totally functional and could be put to reuse. I got this fancy, what I think is a clock bit, my first ever ignition plate cover with the Ford logo on it. I also got a hem weight and a parasol slide. Onto some of the fancy jewelry or decorative type bits, I got this thing with a heart pattern on it. It looks like it was just a decorative plate off something that's super cool. I got onto this floral pin as well as this busted up pin here. This half moon one had some gems in it, but they all fell out. And then this hair barrette here is super cool. It's got a really fancy pattern, and if I flip that over, it's actually got a patent date on the inside if I can flip that around. But the dates are in 1910 and 1913, so over 100 years old there. On to some of the smaller finds now. I got a busted up eagle button, a pair of shell buttons, as well as this really cool plastic collar stud with some fancy on it. A little glass bead. I got 3 marbles, a plain clay, a slag, and this massive Bennington shooter, and the one coin from the hunt, a 1942 Mercury dime. And then here's the back of that coin, D-mint mark on it. But that was my hunt, guys. Thanks again for coming along. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And this is Bug Eater, signing out.